Hey guys, Mitch, Kendra here. I'm joined by Sarah Whitmore, and we are at Ironman Raceway for the Monster Energy FIM Motocross of Nations here at Ironman Raceway. We've had a GNCC here for the Grand National Cross Country Series. We had a round of the AMA Pro Motocross Championship, and now the Monster Energy FIM Motocross Nations is here for the first time, and it's the 78th running of the event. So we're going to do a quick recap of Friday and Saturday here for the qualifying for Motocross Nations. Thanks to 60 Helmets for backing our show. 60 Helmets is dedicated to the relentless pursuit of brain protection. 60's patented omnidirectional suspension technology provides protection capabilities unmatched by any other helmet design. So on Friday we had our gate pick. They have a ping pong ball selection. They pull a country out of a ping pong, and then they pull a number out of the ping pong next to it, and that is determining the gate pick for Saturday's qualifying races here. They did have free practice this morning, but it was just for riders to get familiar with the track, get familiar with their bikes, and just kind of learn the layout of the land, because a lot of these riders had never ridden here before, being from overseas. The highlight was Morocco. For somehow they got the first gate pick. I think it was the third time in the last handful of years they've got the first gate pick. 2022 at Redbud they got the first gate pick. I believe it was 2023 they got the first gate pick in France, and then they got the first gate pick as well. Other highlights: Australia, Team Australia, the defending champions from last year, were 7th gate pick, and then Team USA, 35th gate pick. So not ideal for the home team, but qualifying races can make up for that, so let's jump into those.
Okay, so MXGP, first qualifier of the day, started off with Jet Lawrence. No big surprise there, pulling the whole shot. Ken Roczen, though, he was second, and he held on pretty strong. Like, he stayed close to Jet for the first few laps. Behind him, it was Roman Febvre and
Tim Geiser was there battling. I think Ruben Fernandez was up there. Glenn Koldenoff was up there. I think he had a crash. We believe he DNF'd. I didn't see exactly what happened, but Glenn Koldenoff was up in the mix. We know he's had some Motocross of Nations magic here the last couple of years. Ken Roczen is up there battling. He was kind of keeping Jet honest for the first beginning of the race. And we haven't really seen Ken Roczen in Pro Motocross the last couple of years because of injuries. So that was a good sign to see him up there.
Well, and I thought it was great. Like, Kenny was a second faster than anybody else, except for Jet.
Yeah, that looked like 2014 Ken Roczen, like 2016 Ken Roczen, like vintage Ken Roczen. So that was awesome to see. A lot of guys battling. Lucas Kunin's ride, maybe we kind of missed, or I guess maybe it's not as reported on. I think he went down in the first turn. He was kind of battling Tomac. Tomac didn't get a great start after the 35th gate pick for USA. And then I believe Kunin finished 6th. So he charged all the way up inside the top 10, and then Tomac got 9th. Not a great result for USA, but the gate pick we were given, I guess that's we can work with that.
He charged pretty good. He was actually moving up pretty fast, and then as soon as he got behind Antonio Caroli, his momentum just stopped. And then I don't know if he just couldn't make the pass fast enough or what it was, but he caught him, couldn't make a pass, and then that was it.
There was a solid battle. I figured there was another guy with them, and then Kunin was right in there, and then I think Kunin just dropped Tomac. They were kind of going back and forth, and he just dropped Tomac and got a couple of sections ahead of him. But yeah, really good charge there by Lucas Kunin. And then we're going to talk about his brother here in a minute because he had a really good ride in MX2. Okay, we mentioned Lucas Kunin's great ride in the MXGP race. His twin brother, Sasha Kunin, had an excellent ride in the MX2 class. And Paul Malin reported that there are 5 sets of brothers competing with each other this weekend, which this is a race that people remember forever, but those families have an awesome experience with 5 sets of brothers racing. So Sasha had a great ride here in the MX2 qualifying race. He got the whole shot. I was watching, he was coming over the rollers here after what used to be the Godzilla jump. And when I first saw him, his feet were off the pegs. He was doing a flying W. I don't know if that was caught by the TV cameras or not, but he almost had one of those Kunin crashes we've seen a couple times here in the MXGP races, but he saved it. He went on to win. There was a lot of pressure from Kai de Wolf was catching him late. Simon Langenfelder, the MX2 champion this year, was up there. Justin Cooper, who jumped down for the MX2 USA team, was up in the mix there as well. Team Australia's Kyle Webster was also in the mix. But yeah, Sarah, the MX2 race at the end there, it was getting really close. De Wolf was catching Kunin out front, and then Justin Cooper was catching De Wolf. So there was a lot of close battles there towards the end.
Yeah, I was standing there watching the screen so I could see the lap times. And there was a couple laps where Justin Cooper actually gained on the leaders 1 second per lap. So he closed in 2 seconds within 2 laps. And then it was either 1 or 2 laps to go. I looked up, because they all came right in front of me, and they were just bang, 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 just all right there. And they were all 3 within less than 2.5 seconds. It was this is such an amazing race. So, I mean, all 3 of them very close in speed. So it's going to be a really good race tomorrow. I think that, Team USA did a really good pick with Justin Cooper.
Yeah, yeah, that was the thing with obviously the injuries to Chase Sexton and Hayden Deegan. We had 2 fill-in riders that were kind of on the fence, and then they got the call. They made the decision to race. And yeah, Justin Cooper is known for his great starts. And
yes.
Again, 35th gate pick.
That was amazing.
He made it happen. I think he was like top 5 off the start.
He was like second or third. Like he was like second-ish, third-ish, like right there off the line.
He got a much
really
better
sweet.
jump than Tomac did.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Tomac not a great jump there. But yeah, Justin Cooper was reeling those guys in, and it was almost like, okay, if Kai and Sacha hit into each other, maybe there's an opening for Justin there. But still, a 3rd place for Justin Cooper you got to be happy with that.
Okay, and then in the open moto, surprise, surprise, another Lawrence with a whole shot. Hunter Lawrence got out to an early lead and just kind of left the field. Behind them, though, is Valentin Guillot and Andre Bonacorsi. And then we have 2 newcomers to the 450s. We have Joe Shimoda, who jumped up to the 450 for Japan, and then Liam Everts, who's an MX2 rider, is riding a 450 at this race too. So it was kind of cool seeing those 2, new guys up on the bigger machines and doing very well.
Yeah,
so that was cool.
Yeah, you mentioned Hunter Lawrence. He won his first 450 overall in Pro Motocross here this summer. So that's no shocker. He's been really good on the 450. But yeah, Joe Shimoda, that was his first 450 ride here. That was impressive. I think, in free practice he was kind of going a little bit slow, kind of getting into it. But he looked really good out there in the moto. It was probably like, I guess they don't really train together, but it just felt like normal him being behind Hunter.
Yeah.
They don't really race each other now because Hunter's been a 450, but it was a strong ride from them for sure. I think Bonacorsi made contact with another rider. I don't know if it was Guillot, but he dropped back a couple positions. Guillot dropped back a couple positions as well. Yeah, you mentioned Everts. He's a 3rd generation rider.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned the sets of brothers, like 3rd generation rider. There's some unique things like that happening here, so that's always fun to see.
But do you know who looked really good? I
Who?
thought RJ Hampshire,
Oh,
bad start, once again, 35th gate pick. He was kind of mid-pack, so, a little better than Tomac's start was.
I think he made a couple really quick moves. I think he was
he moved up
like 7th or so, maybe inside the top 10 after a couple of turns.
Yeah, it was
sections.
like after the first lap, he's already in the top 10. So that was really amazing. I was pretty impressed. He was working his way up.
Yeah, first 450 guy as well. Like this summer was his first 450 season in Pro Motocross. I think we saw a lot of those little mistakes that RJ had on the 250, trying to override the bike. This summer it just looked like a lot cleaner Hampshire. And today, that was the case.
He looked good.
He looked really good here. He actually got on the podium in the 450 class here at the National just a couple months ago. So, hey, maybe another podium here this weekend. But yes, as we mentioned, Hunter Lawrence got the whole shot, kind of checked out. Shimoda was keeping him honest, but there was a little bit of a gap. Then Calvin Vlander ended up coming 3rd, and then RJ Hampshire 4th, and then Liam Everts 5th. Okay, so with the Lawrence brothers going 1-1, that has Australia sitting at the top of the standings after today's qualifications. Those guys are good. We know that. This might be the team that could go back-to-back for the first time in a while. We've had a couple different winning teams here the last couple years. Australia's going to be tough to beat. That's what everybody's going up against here. So they're 1-1. Had Webster's 5th place finish in the MX2 race drop as the worst round. So the standings look like this. Australia's 1st with 2 points. The Netherlands is 2nd with 5 points. Team Belgium is 3rd with 6 points. Team Germany is 4th with 6 points. They have the 2nd place of the tiebreaker with Belgium. Team USA, 5th place with 7 points. Team France is in 6th with 10 points. Team Spain is 7th with 11 points. Team Italy is 8th with 14 points. Team Slovenia is 9th with 15 points. And then Team Japan off the Joe Shimoda strong ride sits 10th with 16 points. And we kind of mentioned the Lawrence brothers are going to be hard to beat. There's still going to be, I think, some shakeup in the results. Obviously, Tim Geiser had a good race last year against Jet. That came down, he won the moto of the last turn. I think this MX2 class is going to be the class to watch. I think there's going to be a lot of shakeup in the results. And I think, we kind of talk about that's the class that almost determines the overall.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of fast guys in that one. So it should be good. Tune in tomorrow for MXGP TV to watch all the action live, as well as CBS Sports. We'll have the motos live as well. And after the race, come check out the Twisted Tea Best Post Race show as well. Twisted Tea is backing that video. We're going to recap the entire day tomorrow. So come hang out, maybe have a drink or two, and have fun tomorrow.